Toronto has always been Drake's kingdom. But last night, that kingdom shook. And not from a beat drop, but from the echo of a diss track that's been haunting headlines for months. June 12th, in the heart of Canada's hip-hop capital, Kendrick Lamar performed Not Like Us, his now infamous takedown of Drake. And the crowd did something nobody expected. They chanted every single word, loudly, proudly, in Drake's own city. That's right, Toronto, Drake's hometown, the city that put the six in Six God, stood on its feet and shouted Kendrick's harshest lyrics, including the ones where Lamar calls Drake a colonizer. And worse, the same city that once idolized him now echoed verses that could bury his legacy. This wasn't just a concert moment, it was a cultural earthquake. Let's rewind for a second. Kendrick Lamar and Drake have never exactly been best friends. Their rivalry dates back over a decade, with low-key shade traded in songs and interviews since around 2013. But it wasn't until spring of 2024 that things exploded. And when we say exploded, we mean a full-blown lyrical war broke out, the kind hip-hop hasn't seen in decades. 9 diss tracks between the two. Shocking allegations, parental jabs, accusations that crossed personal, legal, and moral boundaries. Neither rapper held back. But when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, the game changed. It wasn't just a diss track, it was an anthem for everyone tired of Drake's dominance, an anthem for hip-hop heads who missed brutal lyrical sparring, and most of all, an anthem that was so catchy, so venomous, and so bold that even Drake's own fans couldn't help but move to it. And nowhere was that more obvious than in Toronto. You'd think the city would boo, stay quiet, maybe protest. Instead, thousands screamed along as Kendrick performed the track. And when the beat hit, it wasn't just music. It felt like rebellion. Kendrick didn't just perform Not Like Us, he weaponized it. He turned it into a rallying cry. And the crowd? They turned it into a moment of defiance. Now, let's be clear, this wasn't just about music. This was personal. Kendrick's lyrics in Not Like Us weren't vague metaphors. They were direct hits. He called Drake a colonizer, accused him of grooming, questioned his authenticity, his manhood, his entire career. He even mocked the city pride Drake built his brand on. Yet the Toronto crowd didn't flinch. If anything, they leaned in harder. And that raises the question, has the tide finally turned against Drake? For years, Drake has been on top. Chart after chart, hit after hit, a global icon with hometown hero status. But now, that image is cracking. Kendrick Lamar's assault wasn't just lyrical, it was strategic, and it's working. After all, Not Like Us didn't stay underground. It exploded. It streamed in the millions. It soundtracked TikToks, think pieces, reaction videos. Kendrick performed it at a sold-out Juneteenth concert in LA, where he brought out West Coast legends for a victory lap. He even teased it during the Super Bowl, another place Drake once dominated. But Toronto? That was supposed to be off limits. Instead, it's starting to look like Kendrick took Drake's last stronghold and flipped it upside down. To be fair, Drake hasn't exactly backed down. His response tracks were heavy, filled with their own brutal punches and fire production. He addressed everything, from Kendrick's family to his career choices. But where Kendrick struck was in turning the conversation against Drake's public image, questioning who he really is, behind the filters and fame. And in 2024, that hits harder than any punchline. It's not just a rap battle anymore. It's about truth, legacy, authenticity, and Not Like Us has become more than a track. It's a symbol of resistance, a symbol of reclaiming narrative, a symbol of what happens when someone at the top finally gets called out and the world decides to listen. It's wild to think that one song could spark all of this. But maybe that's what makes Kendrick so dangerous. He doesn't just diss, he dismantles. And the performance in Toronto wasn't an accident. It was a message loud and clear. No matter how big your name is, if the truth lands hard enough, even your own city might start to sing a different tune. So, what happens now? Is the beef over? Probably not. Is Drake done? Definitely not. But is his invincibility cracked? Without a doubt. And Kendrick? He's not just walking away from this. He's strutting, with the world chanting "Not Like Us" behind him, one verse at a time. Like and follow for more celebrity gists.